is a headache, and it's just one where, as you can see, the Arsenal job is long, bro. There's so many things you've got to pattern, much less is Matteo Guendouzi behaving himself. So I don't think Arteta is necessarily right for giving up on him, but it did seem like the straw that broke the camel's back, because we did hear he was someone Arteta was looking at when he first came in. You know, he was quite annoying to coaching staff as well as Edu, and he acted up in Dubai. So I can understand. I don't agree with it because he should still be here, but I can understand where guys say, you know what, F off, because as great as I think he is, bro, he's not Messi. You know, he's not Messi. We've seen better midfielders. For me, he's going to go off, have a great career, but we've got a lot of problems as a club. We don't have to be dealing with these problems and knowing is Guendouzi going to behave himself. You know, he needs to calm down and mature up a bit. And he's one that's going to be, he's the enemy, you know, he's the enemy of his own progress at this moment in time. We heard it at Hertha Berlin. We heard it here. We heard it everywhere. It's like the thing that it's the belly of the beast. The thing that makes Guendouzi great is also his Achilles heel. You know, he's actually very humble. He's very, you know, emotional in the right sense, but it's also negative. Sometimes he just comes across as a bit of a pussycat, a bit of a pansy. And if it was Sunday League, you know, when you're hearing in training he's throwing himself to the floor and the foreign players are getting pissed off, you get beaten up for that. You know, these things you rub your teammates up the wrong way, really and truly. And it makes Arteta, you know, he proves Arteta right, because he played well at Hertha Berlin at times. He played well, definitely well for Arsenal. He's done all right at Marseille, you know. But now you're not being talked about for the right reasons. People are talking about your attitude, and it gives fuel to the fire of "I told you so" and all of these things. And I think, if you know, he's still a young man. I don't want to talk about the man, but I would have thought, being a father and these things, now I'd look at things in a different light. But I think Guendouzi is going to have a good career. I think he's going to get capped by France. I think he's going to play for a big club. I think he's going to have a top career. I'm not saying he's going to be the best in the world, but I think if he carries on doing these things, I think there's going to be a day where he looks at himself and he's like, I've had a good career, but I could have been better. I look at, you know, Nasri. Nasri had a great career, but I look at Nasri, I look at Ben Arfa, I look at Adel Tarat, I look at people of that ilk. Ben Arfa, if I haven't said, people of that ilk who have had good careers and played at the top level, but it's almost like what could have been. You know, they'll always find clubs, but I definitely didn't think Ben Arfa's career would have panned out that way. Even Balotelli and these sort of things as well. Yeah, obviously this is Google Translate. I don't think it literally means Guendouzi gets everyone drunk, but apparently Matteo Guendouzi began to crystallize some criticism from Marseille. A few days ago, Guendouzi was the boss of the Marseille club. After Marseille's draw at Lokomotiv Moscow in Europa League, the 22-year-old was even considered the best rookie in the summer transfer window. But since mid-September, the player on loan from Arsenal has eased a bit. Against Lens, where they lost, his entire team, or almost, he went through his match during his first defeat of the season. I mean, they were all poor against Lens. Every player, but it's fantastic free kick from Payet though in that game. But apparently Guendouzi showed a bad face since he got confused with Gerson after the second Lens goal, calmed by Gay, Payet and Berardi. I saw that. The French and the Brazilian almost came to blows. According to the Keep, Guendouzi asked his teammate when he was going to start running. A reapproach that did not please everyone in the Marseille dressing room, which also have more and more trouble with Guendouzi, according to this journalist. Apparently, it's not just Gerson who is fed up with Guendouzi. It does not matter. We should not interpretate too much, but there are some at Marseille who have trouble with Guendouzi. And I can't lie, away from Guendouzi, I like difficult characters, but there's balance. You've got to pick your time and a place. You're not here to make friends. You're here to win games. Guendouzi is not wrong for asking his teammate when's he going to start running. Same way people are probably drawing him out, but he's got to pick his battles. You know, there's talk of he throws his hands to the floor at training. This is how you get beaten up. But it's not just Gerson who is fed up with Guendouzi. It does not matter. We should not interpret too much. But there are some players at Marseille who have trouble with Guendouzi. His way of working, when he always blames others for things, when he puts both knees on the ground in training to implore the good God because the touch is not good, it annoys. I do not blame him for this attitude. We know this is a type of temperament in Marseille, but there are foreign players who are not into it. We have a lot of trouble with that. When you have a player like that who always criticize, and I would say when you know, if you're going to criticize people, make sure you criticize yourself, because we don't win, lose, or draw together. As you know, if you point a finger at someone, you've got three pointing back at you. So if you're thinking about what you could have done better and then just sticking it on, man, fair play. But yeah, people, it is what it is. When you have guys like that who always criticizes behind, you do not necessarily want to sympathize with him on the rest. After Marseille needs character, Guendouzi has some, so it's good too. So yeah, man, let's hope he calms down. But It doesn't seem like the good players like Payet and that have an issue with Matteo Guendouzi. But yeah, it seems like he's fighting his teammates already, folks. So yeah, it is what it is. And just pick your battles wisely, man. Pick your battles wisely. But that's that. Obligation to buy, we move on. Man needs to stoke his ego. It's easy to blame everyone else and not look at yourself. Guendouzi is a brat. Amazes me how you don't have the following that other AFC fans do. I rank you very highly amongst the Arsenal content creators. You and Curtis by far the best. Appreciative of that, Fred. The game's the game, innit? But you gotta get there someday, innit? You gotta get there someday. Mo Salah weren't rated at a time, and now everybody, is onto him. So hopefully, man. 300 people odd watching. We should have 200 likes. We should, but you lot are shit. We're only at 174 people. What's all that about, man? Man was picking a fight with his player on the pitch, and the player was having none of it. And I want to see that. Things are going wrong. I don't mind Guendouzi and Gerson tearing each other apart in that regards, but fix up. As long as you both know that you both have a part to play. Do you know what it is? I don't think it was for the best, but it's for the best with the collective, man. We just haven't got time for this. If he had Messi potential, then we could persist with this. But when you're a good player, you're not really a great player. We ain't got time for this. Like we haven't. Like we really don't. I'm sure Arsenal could have done better in the situation. Guendouzi could have, but it's long. How long do you think we can sustain this pressing thing? I see us losing that when the form goes out and we ain't winning. I mean, that's what happened last time because we were doing this at the start when things were going well. So I'm not too sure, man. That Xhaka injury could have been avoided. I mean, in terms of subbing him, yeah, but I mean, no one could account for, Mora being fouled, falling into Højbjerg falling into Xhaka, and Xhaka doing his knee. I mean, it's just one cruel byproduct of football. No one could have seen that, man, at all. Really and truly. Interesting points from everyone, though. Keep them coming. We need squad depth like Chelsea and City. Trust, man. Spot on, DG. That Pepe Saka debate is baffling as we need both. Sign Kessié in January. Unrelated, but DG, what do you think about Arsenal having a B team? Better experience facing non-league teams and lower divisions as well as friendlies doesn't stop progression for youth also. I mean, I'd be for that. The quicker you can expose youth outside of their comfort zone against senior professionals, against people that, you know, the breadline for them, like they're fighting. If they don't, non-league teams, if we lose, then I'm not, getting this contract and things. I think there's a lot. Because I think past the year playing under 18s, if you're certified, you should be playing 23s, and 23s, you should be out your comfort zone, man. Not sure if this was fake news, but since Sanchez left the Emirates, he's kind of flopped. Would you bring him back in January to save his career? Jason, fuck his career, man. Save him for what? It's not Alexis again. Fuck Alexis, bro. If it's Alexis of his prime, then why not? But save him. We don't owe him a damn thing. Fuck all of that. When everything was on top for Alexis, he wanted to go here, there, and everywhere. Tuchemani could be ideal, but Monaco's going to want a pretty penny. And from you here, Chelsea are circling his peak, bro, but that would be certified. Guimaraes as well. I know there's going to be Basuma shouts again, but that one there, I think we have to just let it go, fans. I think them ones there, we just have to accept it now. That one is gone. If you don't smash the like button, Brighton are going to do a number on us on Saturday. Bro, I've been trying to hit the like button for time. I don't know how to describe it. It's literally below where you're probably hearing me speak. Alexis or Jack, if you had to choose who you taking, Jack Wilshere. He's never been a fucking cunt. Alexis was absolute twat, bro. That's why the footballing gods did Alexis dirty, man. He thought he could snake Arsenal and leave without a touch of class, and things were gonna pop off. Where do you think Jude Bellingham ends up in the Premier League? I think City. I think City could bag him. I think Liverpool could bag him. I think United could bag him for obvious reasons, and the fact that they were so close to grabbing him. Them clubs there. Really. Yeah, the subs were very slow for Arteta, and that's what I mean by game management needs to improve. Second half, the players were naive, and so was Mikel. Big up DG, love from Australia. One love to all the Australians and whatnot down under listening. It must not be pleasant in terms of the time over there, but I appreciate your commitment to the DG cause, man. One love for that. Obviously, folks, man, in that regards, I've lost my trail of thought. Somebody said something. We could get our on the cheap next window, hopefully. Juventus versus Chelsea.